hand, right?
Yeah.
I love it. That's fine.
Guys, I think we might be live. Maybe.
Okay. We might be live, so don't say anything inappropriate.
Okay,
It's coming up.
Starting.
The live is starting.
In the beginning, any good jokes? No, neither.
Just got a message in me. I can't get them to lie.
No.
12 patients.
Either can we.
Yeah.
Should come on Thursday. All those flowers are good.
Yeah. Let's just come early tomorrow and
Yeah, oh yeah, before class. Okay, yeah, we'll come before class and do these things.
Yeah.
Hello everyone in TikTok land. We are here for our, I can't really say monthly, can I? We are here for our Ask a Witch online Q&A panel. If there has ever been a question you have wanted to ask a witch, now's the time. And to be very clear, we are not doing psychic readings tonight. Okay, so if you've got questions that you would normally ask a psychic, this isn't your chance. But,
Save them for next time.
Yes, but we also do online gallery readings, and that would be your chance. So if you have a question for any of the experienced witches that you see before you, now is your opportunity to get some information. I don't know what is going on with Facebook. It is not.
Facebook land, book face.
Facebook.
Bulk of faces.
The sooner we can move away from Facebook for these, the better, because they just, it's just not good.
How about in the TikTok land?
Yeah.
You can ask us anything.
We've got some people joining.
Or YouTube.
So
Yeah, or YouTube.
we're gonna put this on YouTube as soon as we're able.
Yeah.
Lucky us.
As soon as we are.
YouTube star.
when do I get to meet
We're gonna be like occult influencers.
Right. Let's do it.
Those of you joining us on TikTok, if there is a question you would like to ask related to witchcraft or spiritual practice or who knows, God, what else, right? The occult or magic or all those other fun things. The supernatural. We have an amazing group of practitioners here that are here to answer your questions.
Or we can just sit here and look pretty.
Oh, there's people joining. Oh,
Yeah.
there's one.
Oh, hello.
Oh, there's one.
Oh,
Got
well,
a
hello,
customer.
Diane, and hello, Captain Aubrey. Do either of you have a question you'd like to ask our witch panel tonight?
Crickets.
It's okay. It's always a little slow to start.
Yes. It is always slow at the beginning.
Yeah.
A little slow to start.
Always nervous. Want somebody else to go first.
What is the thing you love most about your practice?
I, first of all, would say sovereignty.
Yes.
I get to do my own thing. Nobody gets to tell me what to do, how to do it, when to do it. I get to do it. Obviously, I have a coven of other witches that I work with, so of course they have to jive with what I'm doing, but otherwise I love the sovereignty in it.
I love the sense of empowerment that doing magic gives you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say sovereignty. That was the first thing I thought too.
But it's
Sovereignty.
very, like what you were saying, it's very satisfying to do a working and see results, and it's therapeutic. It feels great. You feel empowered.
Yes.
It's a great word for it.
Definitely.
Can be some great therapy.
Yes.
Yeah. Good therapy. Putting somebody in a jar.
Yeah. And then shaking that jar when they misbehave.
Misbehave.
at
Naughty, naughty, naughty.
Oh, hello, Autumn. All right, let's see. Another question. Diane says, I'm thinking of including more studies of poisons in their herbal knowledge, like just increasing their knowledge of poisons. Is there a time that you would suggest that they include that information, or should they wait until they're getting more experienced, more knowledgeable?
No, I would say dive in.
Yeah.
The first thing that came to mind is I think you need to read Entering Hecate's Garden.
Mm-hmm.
It's full of poison babies and how to use them.
Safely.
Yeah, how to use them safely, does she go through how to grow them? I don't
I don't think
remember.
so. I don't
No,
think so.
it's more how to use them in your magical practice and how to learn that not only these herbs are baneful, but they are healing as well. So I love that it's Cindy Brannon. I keep saying she is Dr. Cindy Brannon. She does Keeping Her Keys, Entering Hecate's Cave, and Entering Hecate's Garden, and that's all about the poison babies. And I say jump into it. I mean, one of my first powerful spells used aconite, and not my first spell, but one of my first big ones was using aconite, and it was fabulous. And obviously, I used it carefully. So I think
do some research.
Yeah.
But Kobe Michaels' book too.
Kobe
Michaels.
Oh yeah,
The
Poisoner's Apothecary. Yeah.
He's a really good resource for poison babies.
Yeah. We call them poison babies because they're our babies.
Yep.
Yes. And then if you have all the knowledge, you can try and grow some.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're all doing a little bit is
Yeah.
growing them and nurturing them, developing a bond with the plant spirit. So
Yep.
yeah, but don't be scared. You're a witch.
Jump in.
And if it catches your interest, go for it.
Yeah.
But do it safely and learn.
Yes.
Yeah. Wear gloves.
Wear gloves.
Yeah, wear gloves.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I forgot that when I was doing my mandrake.
Yes.
Didn't even think
Yeah.
about it. My
Wear
grandmother
the
poisoned myself.
gloves. Don't put your fingers in your eyes. I didn't do that.
Common sense.
But good question. I liked it.
All right.
What is it like cultivating relationships with plants?
So the question was, what is it like cultivating plants?
Relationships
Correct?
with her.
Relationships with plants. It's, I would say, very meaningful, and you really need to do it as a witch because we believe in animism, and each plant has that spirit, and you have to develop a relationship with that spirit for it to work for you.
Yes.
You can't just assume that putting lavender in something is going to do its job. You know, it typically will, but it will work better to its fullest potential if you have a relationship with it. What do you guys think?
I think that you definitely need to cultivate as many relationships as you can, but you're going to have favorites.
Yes.
Hyjon is one of my favorites. I love Hyjon. When I felt that relationship click into place, it was amazing. So I like Hyjon, I like Belladonna, I like Mandrake.
And cultivating those relationships, because we really can't grow Hyjon here in the valley. So it's taking that root, wearing it, honoring it, feeding it. However, you know, cigar smoke, a little bit. It likes its rum. It likes to be fed with oils. So just, you know, taking care of that baby, and then all the rest of the Hyjons will respect you.
Right.
But if it is something that you can grow, I do suggest
Yes.
growing it to cultivate a relationship with it. Nothing brings you more happiness than seeing your little plant baby grow up and you have
And
that
do magic for
relationship.
you.
Alright, with a question on herbal practice, how do you know when you're mixing herbs and doing it right? I'm not quite sure if they mean,
I know, I'm like,
I'm
how
not
do you
quite sure if
know?
they mean like in the process maybe of selecting different herbs,
Okay.
or actually, you know, in the process of blending your herbs.
Okay.
You could talk to both.
Go ahead.
Blending your herbs, there is no, my personal feeling on it is there is no right or wrong. When I'm doing my powders and my blends and things, I do it a lot like how I cook. It's until it feels
Okay,
right.
so you're talking about measurements, a little bit of this, a little bit.
Little bit of
Okay.
this, yeah, it feels right. I got about this much of that and this much of that.
But you do know, like the jobs of that herb.
Yes.
You're not going to throw in like doing a healing spell and throwing in some aconite.
Good night.
Right. You're not going to do that. So it does. I think it's helpful for you to learn those herbs and have a great reference. Our favorite reference is is it the Master Book of Herbalism by Beryl?
Yeah.
Beryl.
Yep, always a good one. Paul Beryl.
Paul Beryl, Beryl. We carry it in the shop. We use it as a reference for ourselves behind the counter. It is a great one. And so referencing if you're not quite sure what's going to work, referencing and making sure that they don't cross-contaminate. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Or like cancel each other
Cancel
out.
each other out. There you go.
Right. If you are referencing on the web, look at several sources before you make your decision on what that herb does.
What's the rule? At least two or
At least
something?
three.
At least three.
At least three?
At least
Okay.
three sources.
And once you start finding your trusty resources, you can continuously go to those. Yeah. And go ahead.
And it doesn't have to be a lot of herbs. I mean, a lot of spells would be just as efficient with like 3 herbs that go together.
Yeah.
You don't have to put in 20 herbs that do the same thing.
As our teacher tells us, keep it simple, stupid.
Yep.
Don't use more than you need to.
More than what you have to.
Yeah. Yeah, and Frankie Castaneda, Chaotic Witch Aunt on TikTok World, she has a lovely book called Spells for Change. And within that, it has like a general collection of herbs that every witch should have. And those are the general ones you should keep in your personal apothecary. And then
Which then grows to unmanageable low jars.
for sure, yeah. Unless you get crazy like us and have 100 jars of herbs.
Yeah.
Even though we both were at a witch shop and we can get them whenever we want.
Are you still fighting with Facebook, Mike?
I am still fighting with Facebook. It's really ridiculous. All right. Does anybody else on TikTok have a question for us while we continue to fight with our Facebook situation here?
Silly Facebook.
TikTok is saying we are the superior social media outlet.
We work.
It certainly seemed to be the case tonight.
How about day in the life? How does witchcraft play into your day-to-day life? How does it work through your routine?
It's everything you do can be magical. The way you stir your coffee, what you add to your coffee.
Well, first thing in the morning, having your first morning bathroom time is a great time to purge any unnecessary energies that you might be carrying, and it's a good way to start your day. Then showering is great. You can
cleanse.
physically cleanse the mundane, and then you can magically cleanse. Our coven buddy and brother Austin has a Florida water soap bar, and he uses that to do spiritual cleansing. I have African not shea butter, the black African soap that I use once a week on a Sunday if I don't take my bath, and that's a great way for me to clean. And I start from the top to the bottom and let it go down. Coffee, cooking, spells a day, reading,
Honoring your spirits.
yeah, for sure. Again, with the Dr. Cindy Brannon, she has a fabulous. It's called The Witch's Hour of Power, and I did that religiously. Oh, bad word to use. What else? What's another word I can use? Consistently, routinely.
Ritually.
Lapsed Catholic here. Every day, and it was an hour, and it was like 15 minutes of journal prompt writing, dream interpretation, drawing tarot cards. It was like an hour each day, and I did that every day for a long time, and it helped me get reestablished with my own practice. And now I kind of do my own thing, but it's a great way to start that off. So if you guys want to look that buzzword up, it's Witch's Hour of Power. I love that. How about you guys? I feel like I'm taking the show here.
Okay. You're good. Like I said, honoring your spirits. I do that every morning. I come downstairs and I'm, good morning Hecate, good morning Persephone, good morning Madame Hello, good morning St. Roche. Hello to my ancestors. Change their water, light their candles. That's
Coffee.
just part of my morning routine at this point.
I love it.
You guys have it pretty much covered.
Yeah.
Well, Bonnie, what does it do for you to have this routine? Like have these devotional elements in your practice? Like, what does it do for
I
you?
feel like it strengthens it. Like it helps me connect better to myself and to my intuition. What else? To my spirits that I am honoring. But yeah,
She
I
tend all
definitely-
your plant babies.
Yeah,
You
tending
know,
your
plant babies.
tending our gardens
A lot
for
of plant
sure.
babies.
Also, we are, I guess it's routine now. We don't even think about it, but grounding ourselves every day, centering. That could be part of your morning going to the bathroom as a grounding practice. But grounding yourself every day throughout the day is a spiritual hygiene practice that we do, even without even thinking about it nowadays. It's like ground. It's like, okay.
Yeah, done.
oh yeah, done.
Like we all just did it now.
Yeah, I
Saying
know.
it. We all just.
And then Mike also has us doing some homework for a class that we're doing every day.
Pretty much aligned.
We align ourselves and open ourselves up to spirit. So that's been fun doing that every day.
Just lots of little things you can incorporate.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
Right.
big old spell work,
No.
right?
We've got a couple of other questions.
Okay. Maybe Ashley can read them while you're doing the.
So,
What are good candles to use for cord cutting?
Cord cutting?
Sorry, I couldn't read it.
Oh.
Could be
Okay.
Could be a tricky answer, this
So
one.
I'll try to answer this, and if you guys
Yeah.
want to jump in. Okay, so cord cutting is a very popular social media spell work. It looks lovely, but it's not doing exactly what everybody thinks that it's doing. To do an energetic cord cutting, that's what it is, and it's an energetic. Like it's intense. Usually, it's a Reiki practitioner master or something like that can do it. If you are, it's more, I would say, a separation spell. That's a
Yeah.
better word for it.
Yeah.
So on TikTok and social media, we see a lot of the chime candles with the twine, and if that's what works for you. To us, chime candles are the supporting cast. They're there to help. So if you want to do a separation spell, pillar candles, in my opinion, are going to be more powerful.
Or figures.
Yeah, even
Or figures.
figurine candles, the shapes of the women and the man, or the man and the man, different colors. And then if you want those supporting chimes around it, you can do it. And definitely use natural twine, because that will burn better. Anything you guys want to add to that?
Don't believe everything you see on TikTok.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We're all guilty of it.
What was your worst bad internet mistake as a witch? Like misinformation moment.
I was a witch way before the internet was
Yeah,
really a
me
thing.
too.
Hey, Coco. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I wasn't, but yeah, getting back into it again and seeing what's going on in the world of witches, because it's a lot more at your fingertips now. It's a lot different.
There's
But
so much more access.
I think talking to other people in my coven and my elders, I have that reference. Mike is a phenomenal reference. So all
Yes.
you guys that are on the TikTok page of Cat and Cauldron, ask him. He is a wealth of knowledge, and he will help you out. So
Yes.
if you're not sure, or call the shop. All of us behind the counter that answer the phone, we're all part of the same coven, and we all can answer the same questions that you have, and we'll give you very similar answers.
Yes.
And if you can't answer, you'll find the answer.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yep.
If we can't, if I don't know the answer, I will figure it out or ask somebody.
Well, and we don't know everything. Nobody
No.
can.
It's
We
impossible
don't.
to know everything.
We don't.
Okay. Another good question. So what made you realize that witchcraft was real?
Ooh.
It's real.
It always has been for
Yeah.
me. Like I was the kid making potions in mud
In
with
the mud
leaves
puddle, yeah.
and gathering stuff
Exactly.
from all over the yard.
What was your first like big aha? Like magic is working. It's doing it. It's doing it.
For me, it was the first. I have a Wiccan background. I'm a lapsed Wiccan. From
Ew, just kidding.
Yeah, from years ago. But for me, it was the first ritual and feeling that energy
Yeah.
shift as everything
Yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
I would say that's me as well. Like getting into ritual, the feeling is palpable. Like you can just feel it. You can feel. It's just like this dome of energy, and it feels fantastic. We've had a lot of spell work that we've done that is kicked right away.
Yeah.
We had one a few months ago with another coven mate, and the very next day results were seen.
Yep.
And that's magic. It's
It is.
happening. So
Yeah, it's good.
yeah, we see it all the time, but our first initial, I think that feeling of palpable energy with like-minded people and ritual for me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here's another fun question. Last one. What is a popular witchcraft trend that you refuse to do?
So many.
Yeah.
Trend.
Well, we kind of just talked about one, right? With
Yeah, the cord
cord
cutting.
candle thing.
White
yeah,
sage.
white sage. Don't use white. What I have to say, there are 699
No, 399 or something.
different
Anyway,
versions
hundreds.
of sage. Yes.
I know.
White sage is appropriative if you do not have the
Yeah.
initiations and the bloodline, I guess,
Yeah.
to do
And,
it.
yeah.
Don't do it. It is not doing what you think it's doing.
No.
I think the appropriation for me has been like, well, I want to do it. I read a book. I'm going to do hoodoo or whatever. That's not your place. It's not. Unless you're invited and initiated into that practice, it's not for you. And I see a lot of fighting, witch wars going on about that. So appropriation, that goes along with the chakra system.
Yes.
With
Yes.
the saging with the smudging with the sage, with the wanting to practice ATRs unless you're invited in, because well, I had a dream about it and I read a book, so therefore I can do it. So those are the trends that I just cringe at.
Or I was a voodoo priestess in my last life, so I can do it now.
Indian princess.
An Indian princess in my last life.
Yeah, so I can do it. I'm 108th Cherokee, so I can do it. Yeah.
People are pretty ridiculous with those justifications.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's what you are now. I mean,
if someone's drawn to doing something like that, what should they do instead?
look into your own familial background. And if you are dead set with, I want to do hoodoo, you need to go get a reading by a practitioner that is, because hoodoo is a family practice. If you're not part of that family, you're not going to learn the secrets or the processes, their work, any of that. We learned conjure and root work from somebody.
Yes.
And it wasn't called hoodoo. It's conjure and root work, which synonyms I get. But it was a familial background. It wasn't something that they picked up a book and said, I'm going to do this. So you have to contact somebody. There's lovely people on social media. Mama Sunfire on TikTok is fabulous. She's fabulous. I adore her. And she's so smart. She's a great herbalist. So if you're there, hi, Mama. But
We'll tag her.
yeah, get a reading. You must get a reading from them, and spirit will say yes or no.
And if spirit does say yes, that you're clear, be prepared to put in a lot of work.
Well, a lot.
It is a lot
You
of
can't
work.
just decide you want to do this on a whim. It's not like picking up crochet.
No.
You need to, there's a lot of work that goes into these.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't just, because everyone's doing it, doesn't give you the right to do it. Like, you really got to respect these other cultures.
We don't love Facebook right
No.
now.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna have a whole bunch of people who try to join us on Facebook. They're gonna be real pissed off. All right, let's see. What was the biggest? Is this the right path for me moment for you all?
Like a validation?
Kind of, yeah. I guess like that moment where something really happened. Like we kind of had that question a minute ago. Like, what made you believe witchcraft was real? But I guess this is kind of a little more personal, right? Like, when was that first moment where you were like the thing happened and you were like, oh wow, like I've got power, like I'm a witch.
For me, it felt home.
Yeah,
It felt familiar, even though it was brand new to me.
resonated in your bones.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we all dabbled. Well, at least some of us in here have dabbled in different like paths, and like you were a Wiccan and did it for a little bit, didn't feel right, left it. I did a more Celtic based path at the beginning, and it just wasn't powerful. It was just meh. Nothing against it, but it just didn't.
It just wasn't for you.
Wasn't for me. And this was just right away. The first day I walked into the shop, I met Mike and I met Kat, and I was here for almost 2 hours just talking. And then I just knew, like, this is my home.
Yeah.
So yeah, you feel it in your bones, in your heart.
Feel it in your bones. I'd say I'd always been magical, but like the time that really got me was in high school. I guess I kind of said a jinx and it came through. I was like, ee.
I love that.
But I couldn't get into Wicca. I could not. So back when I was looking at witchcraft, that was in the 90s, and I couldn't get into it. So I just kind of learned on my own until I found here.
Found your witch wife?
Yeah.
They're married, in case you didn't know.
we're
Just
witch
kidding.
wives.
We're witch wives.
Our husbands are very understanding.
Yeah.
All right, someone asked, can we talk about sigils a bit more?
Ooh, I love sigils.
Sigils are great.
So they've got a specific question. Can you make your own sigils?
Yes.
Absolutely, you
They
should make
should
your own
be made.
sigils.
You have more power if you make
Yep.
them.
So there are quite a few sigils that are out there that you can use, and some of them are great. Laura Tempest Zancroft is our favorite. But you need to research that sigil because you don't know the intentions of that sigil. It might not do what you think it does, and that might be problematic. So sigils, the definition I would say is just a magical doodle.
Yeah.
And with sigils, you can make them for anything. They should be written in the affirmative. If you want to do the
crossing out
what
the
is
vowels
that called?
and
Yeah, there's a couple ways that you see. You cross out the vowels, you put them in the circle, the witch's wheel, or you do is it Pythagorean?
Yeah.
Pythagorean?
Numerology?
Yeah. So you can do it that way, or you can, a way that we have a lot of fun with is you think of images that represent certain words or your intentions for a spell, and then combine them into a piece of doodle.
Art.
Art. It's an artistic doodle. We can
intentions.
charge that sigil. You can put it underneath a candle.
you can bury it.
You can bury it, yeah.
You can do protective sigils in your house with water. so that you can't
Yeah.
you can't visibly see them, but they're still there.
My workspace, in my witch's room, I was lucky enough to have a witch's room. Underneath the paint, it's just solid sigils all over the place, and then I painted over them. So that, another favorite is you can put it in your phone underneath the case, and it's constantly being charged by the battery in your phone. That's another way.
Yeah.
But you should definitely make your own sigils.
Yeah.
They're going to be more powerful if you make them yourself.
Yeah, have fun with them.
Yeah.
Right. Back to herbs. Which are your staple herbs? The ones you always have.
Hi, John.
Rosemary.
Hi, John.
Hi,
Hi,
John.
John.
Hi, John.
Basil.
Basil, rosemary. I'm going through the alphabet. Cinnamon,
Yeah, I've got
Cinnamon.
dill,
Dill.
frankincense,
Skullcap.
Skullcap. Yeah, eyebright.
Frankincense.
That's
Mint.
frankincense, mint. Absolutely mint.
Oh yeah. Peppermint, spearmint, those are great.
Chamomile.
Patchouli.
Calendula, patchouli.
I use a lot of vetiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devil's shoestring.
Devil's
That's
shoestring.
one
I
of my
use so
favorites.
much.
Yeah, I know. Can't get enough of devil shoes.
We all have very large apothecaries.
Yes,
though.
we
Yes,
do. Rose petals, lavender, calendula, chamomile. Those are some of your basics. Every witch should have rosemary. Period.
Yes.
Yes. Rosemary, rue.
Yeah, rue.
Hyssop.
Hyssop.
Hyssop. Yes.
Yes.
I love some
I'm
hyssop.
growing hyssop right now.
So I'm like going through the alphabet. What else?
Frankincense, myrrh, dragon's blood. I mean, but those are
Those are the
resins.
3 main resins.
Yes.
I kind of am loving copal and camphor lately.
I love.
Oh yes.
I am on a
Copal's
camphor
love
kit.
copal.
I love
I love the smell
camphor.
of camphor.
I do too. I love it. So camphor is great for absorbing any lingering energies in your room. There's a couple things you can do. You can break off the little camphor and crumble them up into your water glass and leave your water glass in the room, and will absorb any of that negativity, any of that yuckies just hanging around.
You can also take a little Vicks and smear it on a plate.
Yum yum.
That's
Because
good.
that is all camphor.
Yeah.
That's a good kind of trick.
Yeah.
Because
I have
you
Vicks
got
in my
that
witch
camphor
bag.
in there.
Yeah. You can be a walking spell. Just fix
Austin,
yourself.
Austin, since you are watching, Austin, will you please go into the shop's Facebook page and put a note in there indicating that we are having some sort of technical problem with Facebook and it is not allowing us to post this video feed. We're going to have a lot of people on Facebook that are going to be upset.
Tell them to go to
Tell
TikTok.
them, tell them I'll upload it to YouTube tomorrow.
Tell them, yeah, or we can, or tell them to come check out the account on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Oh, here's an interesting question. Oof. All right. No, we'll just disclaimer. These are just our opinions. Please don't.
I'm
sue
gonna
us.
say not it.
Someone is wondering what our thoughts are on Scientology.
I don't know enough about it to speak about it, but it's a religion, I guess.
It's a cult.
It's a cult.
I was gonna say religion MLM, but that is a cult. So
It's a cult.
Yeah, religion, MLM, that works.
yeah.
Yeah, I hear the bad stuff. Obviously, is it Leia Remini, Tom
Yeah.
Cruise? I've watched all those documentaries, and to me it seems, from what I've seen and read and watched, it's very culty.
But you only get one side of it at that point. So,
Yeah,
I don't
because
know.
it's secretive and it's very gate kept.
Yes.
Captain?
Gate
What?
kept. Those
Gate
work.
kept? Oh,
Yeah,
is
it
it? It
works.
I
works?
think it
Okay.
works.
So unless you've been in Scientology, I don't know if you're going to know a lot
Right.
of the ins and outs of it, but as far I would stay away from it. I don't know the allure to Hollywood stars with that.
Anything that says religion, I'm like,
Thank you, no.
So sorry we couldn't be more informative there.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it to actually.
Really, yeah.
I think just if we look at just the the fact that they they behave so cultishly.
Right.
Like anytime anybody speaks out against them, they like completely lose their shit and get
Yeah.
uber litigious and stalk people and
Yeah.
do all kinds of craziness like that. I mean, that's cult behavior.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is the biggest mistake you've made in your practice?
Walking away from a
boy.
burning flame.
Overloading the candle.
Okay, so I'll do two-part. One part was doing a kick-ass spell, but forgetting I needed to go pick up a prescription at the pharmacy before I left, and I didn't want to extinguish it. I got home and forgot, and all of a sudden there was gray smoke coming. And at the time I was in the basement of my home, and the wood and the wall, the ceiling is just black. I came home in time. Well, I caught it in time. So, but the scars are there forever to remind me, don't do that. The other one was, I had blind faith in another coven and did some things that, participated in some things that were not true to me and didn't feel right, and I went ahead with it. I went with the flow because I thought that's what you were supposed to do. So being naive and just blindly following.
Yeah.
Not questioning enough.
Not
Yeah.
questioning.
Yep, and not going with my gut and getting the
In
the
there.
hell out. Yeah.
I think mine would be doubting my power after I left my first coven. After my first coven kind of fell apart. I went solitary for a number of years, and I kind of struggled with, can I really do this on my own?
Yes, you can.
So, yeah. But then I found my sovereignty and things got better, and then I found my family. I'm where I belong.
Okay. Biggest boo boo.
Not believing in myself.
Not believing in
Yeah.
yourself. There you go.
And not believing in the spell.
Yeah.
That's probably my biggest boo-boo. Otherwise, it came out how it was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
Right.
What's your favorite witchcraft holidays?
Halloween.
And why?
Samhain or Shadowfest as we call it.
Good old Halloween.
Halloween.
That whole autumn season's just
Yeah.
magic.
Absolutely.
The burr months.
Yeah. I do love spring though, with all the flowers blooming. But I love me some
Some
Halloween
fall.
time.
Some,
Yeah. All the stuff is starting to come out. Our decor,
Our
home
decor.
decor is coming out.
They're selling it at the stores again.
Yes, our home decor is back. Yeah.
You have to stack up.
I know.
I love every season, but I think winter's probably the one I dislike the most.
Yeah. I don't like Christmas. Never
No.
have. I don't like it.
No.
It's stressful, headaches. I don't like it. I don't like it.
But yeah, hands down, fall season,
Yeah.
Halloween, Shadowfest,
Yeah.
Yep.
Samhain, whatever you want to call it.
Samhain.
Samhain.
It is
If you're one of
beautiful
those
though,
people.
with all the blooms coming out after the winter.
Yeah, everything
First sign of
renewing.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Yes.
that. And the smells.
I even love hot summer.
Yeah, no.
No.
Yeah, no. Go away, you.
I'd take it over winter any day.
Too hot.
Oh, it's too hot.
Says the Arizona girl.
Says the Arizona girl, yeah. I'm from Phoenix where it's, 115, 120 every day in the summer. But you just don't leave your house. It's still
Yeah.
hot here. Not as hot. I
But
mean,
hot.
it's uncomfortable. Yeah.
Everybody says, well, it's a dry heat. I don't care. It's still hot.
It's like standing in front of an oven and just.
Yeah.
So you can take that heat.
Right. What are your? Oh, one second. Make sure I didn't really skip something. What are your favorite crystals?
Good old fashioned quartz.
Quartz can do anything.
Yeah, that's my go-to.
My second that I just love is moonstone.
Yeah, rainbow moonstone. Yeah, for sure. Gotta love the feldspars.
Yeah.
What? So since you shared a couple, Wendy and Bonnie and Michelle, if you got one you want to share, what do you use them for? What do you find you use them for in your witchcraft?
I don't use a lot of crystals in my spell work. I do have a couple programmed towers. I wonder if I can give you guys this. Yeah, why not? So I have a protection ward around my house, and I use a clear quartz tower. Is it with tourmalated? What?
Tourmalated?
Yeah, it's tourmalated. So what that does, it acts as a battery for my home, and any kind of negativity or if people send yuck towards me, the evil eye, whatever, it takes it and it transmutes it into energy to up my wards in my house. So I like using that. Little crystals I like to put like in room sprays that I will cleanse the house. I use the clear quartz for that.
To amplify.
Yeah, I have do I have hematite or onyx? Or obsidian? I have them in the corners of my property in my house to ground the space, kind of a warding.
Yeah.
What else? What do you guys use them for?
I have
To be beautiful.
Yes.
Decorate ourselves.
Yes, to be beautiful. So in spellwork, I don't use a lot of crystals, but I do have quartz towers that I like to put around spells that I'm doing to amplify.
Yeah.
I think that's how most of us use crystals in our work.
Yeah,
Just to
and then
amplify.
like I'll put pyrite in like money
Yeah,
spells,
there
or you know, it
Or
just depends on
lodestone.
the correspondence.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
good
like
examples.
if you're gonna work with moon magic and stuff that the moon's good for, moonstone's great for that.
I use lapis because it makes me happy. It always has. I've been drawn to lapis ever since I was a kid.
Yeah, my niece's name is
lapis.
I
Lasuli.
know.
Lapis lazuli.
And I like to put oils that
Feed your crystals.
yeah, some conjure oils on the stuff that I'm wearing to amplify what I want that day. So the feldspars are really good for that. You can oil them up and dress them with either protection oil or whatever
Prosperity
you're
oil,
whatever you're trying
Yeah.
to do. I would say I probably use that more than and the quartz towers.
I also use little ones in my poppets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can stuff
Yep.
your poppets. Like if I just did one for my daughter because she's moving colleges to a different university and she's needing some courage and some grounding because it's kind of stressful. And so I used carnelian for her heart. So it's a little courage in her heart, grounding stones in her feet, put some obsidian in there. I did rose quartz to make her feel like she's got friends around her. So you can use them too in your poppets.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of how else I would use them. What else do you do, Michelle? Same idea?
Same idea. I put them in oils a lot.
Yeah, oils.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, who are your favorite, if you want to share, because this is a very personal question, but who are the favorite or / preferred deities that you like to incorporate into your witchcraft practice?
Okay.
Yeah, our coven is strong Hecatean practitioners. Diana is my gal. She's my girl. She's got my back. We love Lucifer.
I use Lucifer a lot.
The Roman Lucifer,
Not the devil
counterpart
Lucifer.
to Diana. Persephone, Aradia, Aradia,
Yeah. Athena for you.
Athena
Yeah.
for her. That's not really a deity. Oh no, Athena is. I was thinking Marie Laveau. She's my
She's
she's
our
my
saint.
homie. Yeah,
She's a folk saint. She's our girl.
she's our girl. That's there you go.
That's most of
That's the We don't have a huge plethora of deities that we work with. This is our coven deities that we work with consistently. We don't like go shopping like for deities like
Right.
I need to do a war spell. I'm gonna go find the Morrigan and use her. We have deep relationships with
Yes. You have to have this
goddesses.
connection with them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And Hecate has a bunch of
Epithets.
Epithets.
Yeah.
that you can use
Yeah.
many.
Okay. Do you have any book recommendations for novices/seekers?
Spells for Change,
Change.
Frankie Castaneda,
You mentioned
Chaotic Witch
some
Aunt.
good ones earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Psychic Witch.
Psychic Witch is a must. Matt Oren. Crooked Path by Keldon is a great one. Anatomy of a Witch. No, Liminal. Anatomy of a Witch is good. But what's it called? Liminal?
Weaving the Liminal.
Weaving the
Liminal, that's
Liminal
right.
is a great one for personal work. Keeping Her Keys.
If you like to know
Wait, who wrote
Hecate.
Weaving the Liminal again?
Weave the Liminals by Laura Tempest
Right,
Zackroff. Yeah, and she also does Anatomy of a Witch.
And she does the sigil book too.
Yeah, Sigil Witchery.
Yeah.
I love those. What's the one I'm just reading right now that I love? New American Witchery is fantastic. It's a folk magic book on Americana. And so you get all the different cultures that came in because we're all pretty much mutts as far as our cultures, right?
Right.
So it takes a lot of that folk magic and it's a good one. So I'm going to have to talk to you about keeping that one in stock because it's a good book. What else? What other books do you guys love?
What's the
I'm so bad with-
backwoods?
Backwoods Witchcraft by
Witchcraft.
Richards.
Yes.
Jake Richards
Yeah.
is good.
That one's good. I like
Yeah,
that one.
that's more Appalachian. Mountain Magic, which is our heart too. What else? How about you, Mike? Any good ones that you've been reading?
I'm rereading a bunch of old stuff right now.
Yeah,
Right now I'm
revisiting.
I'm rereading Condensed Chaos by Phil Hine.
Chaos Magician
And I
over
love,
there.
I love,
Such a good book.
I believe it's Standing and Not Falling by Lee Morgan.
Okay.
Which is like kind of like a sorcerer's primer that's supposed to be done over the course of a year, or like 13 moons.
Nice.
Those are some of my favorites. They're more, I think, they're probably really more like philosophy
Yeah.
Oh.
and ideology behind
Not
practice
so
than
much
actual
practical.
information.
Yeah.
Keeping Our Keys is kind of like that. You can read the book straight through, or you can read it as a course and do the practices each month. She has exercises, meditations, etc. that you can do. Same thing with Psychic Witch. I love it because it's freaking practical. He'll give you exercises to do for grounding, centering, aligning, tapping into your astral travel work.
It's a good primer to get
Yes. Yeah. I love it. And his new book, what's that one called? Mastering Magic? Mastering Magic?
Is that Matt?
Yeah, that's his second one.
Matt Oren?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
good one too.
Yeah. All
We
right.
love to read.
Okay, touching back upon crystal conversation, another question. Are there particular crystals that you recommend for energy? Like raising?
Energy work?
Yeah.
Raising
Like to kind of
energy.
like, basically to kind of, I think to kind of give yourself like a personal energy boost.
I would go with clear quartz again.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many things. Watches, my hot tub is all run by a clear quartz, which is it's mind-boggling if you think about it.
Yeah.
Can you think of any other ones?
For raising
Besides a
energy.
Tektite, any of the Tektites, Libyan glass, Moldavite, those can really amp you up. To me, like I feel amped up with those. Some people don't agree like with the feelings, so I would give it a try first for about a week, see how you feel, and then
walk around with it, get to know
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
But,
see how
I
it
mean,
feels.
program clear quartz, that would be the cheapest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clear quartz is the Mac Daddy, man.
It is.
It is. You can program it for whatever you
You
want.
can do anything.
Okay.
love it.
Yeah. This one might have been clear based on some of the conversation that you had around book recommendations, but thoughts on Cindy Brannon?
Love her. We love her.
Fangirls. We love Cindy Brannon. So not only is she a phenomenal writer, she's actually a doctor of psychology. So she takes her witchcraft personal, and it makes it personal for you. So again, Keeping Her Keys is a good primer, a good beginning book to introduce you to Hecate. Entering Hecate's garden is all about working with the poison babies and using them for medicine as well as for your magical purposes. And then Entering Hecate's Cave is a great book for shadow work and working
if you're in a
on
bad
yourself.
place, yeah.
It's a good reflection. Each chapter is a different epithet, and the epithet is it helps you work with something within yourself. So that's kind of what she's all about. She has a fantastic Covina, which is a course you can take with her. Any of her websites, her what do you
She
call
has
it?
a podcast.
Podcast. I wanted to say Spotify because that's where I do it on. Her podcast is great and it's free. And Salty Witches
Had her
was
as a guest.
she was a
Yes.
guest.
And she was delightful.
Yeah,
Conversation was
she's
really,
fantastic.
really
She's
fun.
so down to
Yeah.
earth.
Yeah, I would
For
love to
his-
have her back on the Salty Witches podcast again.
Yeah.
She's
I would
very
love to
busy.
have her back.
We
on.
love
She
her.
does also have a really robust social media presence of her.
Yes.
Like if
Yes.
you look her out, seek her out on YouTube,
So
she's got
much.
a lot of really good information
So much
that's
for
just
her.
out there and it's
And
great.
her blog and
Her
everything.
blog.
Like, she's got a lot of content.
Yeah.
Oh,
And a lot
tons.
of it's free, which I love about her because she's a pillar of the community and she's trying to educate people
Yes.
in the right way. And so we should support that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we do here.
We
We
do.
love her
Yeah.
and we buy everything she puts out.
Everything.
All right, so interesting question. All right, so any additional book recommendations specifically for people who are raising children on a witchcraft path?
There is not enough out there books for that. I actually have an outline because I actually was a teacher for 24 years and there is really not much out there in the market for raising magical kids. There is a lot of really good children's books that are out there that are witchy. If you literally look up witchcraft fiction books for children, a list will come out. And that's a good way to introduce kiddos to your lifestyle. There's even one that's like a board book and it's like, I can't remember what it's called. She's actually on TikTok. She does children's books for them and they're for kiddos and they're great. But as for raising magical kids,
For like the parent.
I personally can't think of anything. Maybe Mike can think of something.
I'm gonna be honest. There are a lot of people over the years that have written books on witchcraft for children, and my personal feeling on that, while those books can be wonderful resources, I think it's really better. I think particularly as a parent that wants to make sure that your child is actually able to apply that information to actually
Be practical with them.
bring your children in
Yeah.
on the exercises and the things that you're doing from the books that you're reading for yourself. There's no
Yeah,
reason that if you're reading a book and you're doing exercises on energy work, or who knows, maybe developing psychic ability, or who knows, whatever it might be, or herbalism, these kinds of things.
Yeah.
Like I think it, to be honest, it's actually good. Like, have your children join you in some of that work and let them actually see. Reading a book is a wonderful thing, but I think there's a different kind of learning that happens when your children actually get to see you in the action of doing the thing. Not only do they learn, but it also shows them, like, this is normal, and this is a part of my life, right? And this is, so I don't know. I think that that's, over time, proves to be a better way to handle that.
And my own children charm their jewelry still. Because we did that as when they were kids. We charmed their jewelry that they wore. There was sigils in their backpacks. Just any kind of practice that you can do, honoring the moons. It's very easy to kind of, teach by guiding, which I'm sure you might be doing. But as far as referencing, there's really crap out there. Sorry.
There was a new cute one that came out that I think is actually just titled like What is a Witch?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah.
And I had a chance to kind of flip through that one.
Yeah, there are some chapter books and picture books for kiddos, but not really referencing.
You want to teach them herbalism
Ooh,
in a way that they can understand it really well. There is a board game called Wildcraft.
Ooh.
And you go through it and you get like a bug bite, and then you have to figure out which herb.
I need this.
And can go. I have it. We can play it.
Let's do it.
And it teaches them stuff, and it's not necessarily witchy, but it's like good.
Yeah, it sounds witchy to me.
Yeah, but it's good skills to know, like how herbs can heal you.
I love this. What was it called again? Let's
Wildcraft.
Wildcraft.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And it's a board game, and it's just really cute.
Carry that.
There's another. By the same people that do the wildcrafting game, they have books that go through the season, and each book
Yeah, I've seen those.
specifies an herb that you can go out and wildcraft yourself, and you can take them to do that, and they read the story about it.
I love this.
And then there's also kid books that deal with deities,
Yeah,
and
I've
they're
seen
cute
that one.
little like picture books if you want to like read them about different deities. So. But, I mean, those are just
Seems
like
to be a lot of fiction,
ideas.
but not non-fiction.
Well, it's kind of like mythology, but put into like kid understanding
Yeah. Okay.
terms.
Mm-hmm. Question: Do we offer beginner classes, or do we teach people who are very new?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We will plug Austin's class, Awakening the Witch. We're all graduates, alumni. So Mike and Austin had a class, Beginner Witch, and it was kind of like a taster of what Awakening the Witch is. And Awakening the Witch, for me it was a year. For you guys,
10 months.
10 months, and now it's 6 months because he's condensing it to every week. And it goes through the very beginning of how to ground yourself, and it goes all the way through meeting the witch fire, can't do too much, but there's every single aspect of witchcraft is covered. And if it's a phenomenal book. It starts in August.
Yeah.
I suggest taking it.
Call the shop to register.
Well, we do a lot of beginner things. That
Yeah. Not just that class.
Yeah.
Well, we also have ritual, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
the best way to start is actually to
Yeah.
just go and attend your first moon rite.
Yeah.
We do
Yeah.
full moon rites, we do dark moon rites. And we do make a lot of what we do here available online.
Yeah.
So
The rituals, not so much. Like
yeah,
our
those get
full
tricky.
moon. Our full moons here are very ecstatic
Yes.
and raising energy and moving. And then our dark moon rites are very intrinsic, more meditative, a little calmer. Still as powerful, but just so you know the difference. But go to the moons and see how that feels.
Right. Do you believe everyone has some level of psychic ability that they just need to tune into or develop?
Yes.
Yes.
If not, you wouldn't be human.
Yep.
That's listening to your
Intuition.
Intuition.
Yeah.
Everybody's got that gut intuition, the sixth sense. I mean, everybody's empathic. If not, you'd be a sociopath.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
have a suggestion. Bonnie mentioned that game Wildcraft because somebody's saying we should do game nights at Captain Conference.
Fun.
Yeah, that would be,
that would be
that'd
fun.
actually be a lot of fun.
That and
Yeah.
the Schitt's Creek.
Yeah,
that would be fun too. Yeah, Ashley and I actually when she introduced me to a shop today that would be that'd be kind of a cool
Perfect for
something
us to do a game night.
Yeah.
It'd be fun.
All right. Schmoopy, thank you so much for, I love these screen names, these usernames. Schmoopy validated that they took the Awakening the Witch course and that it transformed their personal practice.
Yeah.
Yay,
That's
it
great.
is.
Absolutely.
And actually, Chaotic Witch Aunt is graduated with me.
Yeah.
Yep.
So she took the class too. The course. It's not a class, it's a course.
Wendy does a lot of fun classes for beginners
I
too.
Doing witch bottles.
Witch bottles on Saturdays.
Yes, you do. You've got
So
that class coming up.
yeah, it's
That would be a
I
great
do
way
a
for
lot
people
of
to get used to
yeah. Everybody should have a witch bottle.
Everybody
Yes.
should have a witch
So
bottle.
I do a lot of classes where we learn a little bit and then are very hands-on. Like you take and you make and you take something home with you. So try to make it
Those are great for beginners.
Yeah.
Because you
Yeah,
actually
definitely.
leave like feeling
With
accomplished.
something.
We're doing
Yeah.
a pop-it class next month. I've done witches' ladders, not magic, money bowls,
did the
magical
shaker
oils.
jars.
She did the shaker jar class, which was great. Yeah, a lot of those are good for beginners.
So the next Awakening the Witch course starts in August. I believe the first date is August 5th.
Yes. And it's every week.
Yeah.
And it's intense. You're
For
gonna
6
work.
months.
Yes.
It's phenomenal though, so
Yeah.
rewarding.
Yeah, they'll be rewarding as long as you do the work.
Yep.
So, Spooky, I'm really sorry. We're not doing psychic readings tonight. So I'm sorry. Good luck with the decision for the school. So, and thank you. We love you too. Thank you. No worries. You're good. I don't know. Does anybody feel like? Does anybody want to pull a psychic something out of there?
I got blue.
You got blue.
I got blue.
So they said they're planning on going to a specific school soon, but are having mixed feelings. What do you feel about it?
Wonder what the school colors are.
Yeah,
Blue.
that's what I
Yeah.
thought. I got blue.
Yeah.
Actually, that came to mind.
Well, I know you. I know you personally, so I'm gonna say if Michelle picked up blue, that better not be BYU.
no.
I don't think that'd be a good fit for you. I don't know how BYU could be a good fit for you.
Boo to
but,
BYU.
Excuse me. Are there any other questions? We've given up on. I've given up on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't know what is going on there. What's the other school in the area that was blue? The Ackies.
Oh,
Yeah.
Utah State.
Yeah, you have to stay.
Utah
Is it Utah
State.
State.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're blue and white.
Yeah.
Even slicks blue.
Yeah,
True.
that's true.
Oh, Kokoro, did we miss a question? I'm really sorry. I'm scrolling up. I've been slightly distracted trying to get our Facebook feed to also work, so I could have missed something. I'm so sorry. Please feel free to ask again. Let's see. I agree. TikTok is a better platform. Oh, it's barber school. Okay.
Barber poles have blue on them.
Yes,
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
There you go. Yep. Kind of a gross history for the barber pole. If you've ever Googled that, it's kind of interesting.
Really?
Yeah, what that pole is supposed to symbolize.
Oh.
I'm assuming it's related to surgery.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once upon a time your
Yeah.
barber was also your surgeon. Yes. Let's see. So are we an in-person group or do we have an online member base? For
The coven?
the coven, we're definitely an in-person group. Online covens, this is my opinion. I don't know if you guys have different opinions. Please feel free to share.
We're all
your
in-person
coven
covens.
But yeah, I don't think online covens really just. I don't personally consider that a coven.
It's like
There's-
an online marriage.
Yeah, there's just like too much missing in a format like that. But as far as classes and other things happening in the shop, yeah, we do a lot of that stuff online. So if you're curious about something, you can always contact us and send us a message here on TikTok, or contact us on some of our other social media links. We're on Instagram as well, and and we can help you learn something or do something. All right, person just lost a family member, that someone died, and they're very concerned. It looks like they want to make sure that they can do something to make sure that a dark energy doesn't attach itself to that spirit. Any suggestions? It sounds like they're worried about something that they probably don't need to be.
Yeah, I was saying,
Yeah,
what
I
is
was
making
gonna
them
say.
feel like
Why do they feel that's a problem?
Yeah,
Right.
but I mean, for the sake of discussion, though, what would you
Yeah,
guys
it's a
do
good
to
idea.
protect a spirit, say like as someone that we love that was on the other side?
I would say venerate them. Keep that memory alive.
But to protect that spirit? That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that.
Neither have I.
No.
How to protect a
I'm
spirit.
trying to figure out how protections would work. for
As
something
far as
already
I
there.
understand, the spirits are beyond us, and they're now in the know for how things work. So usually we go to them for protection. I don't think they need protecting
Right.
necessarily, but other than like what you said, venerating them, honoring them, keeping their memory alive.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I kind of like the mix of what the two of you were saying, because I could see if you were in the process of maybe keeping an ancestral altar in your space, in the process of venerating your ancestors, you could work with that altar in some sense to invite that spirit into that space.
Right.
With the understanding that while they were in that space, they were protected.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think most spirits, when they move beyond this life, though, like I don't think that they don't need protection. Maybe in the way
Right.
that
That's
we
kind of what
might
I was
as
saying.
living beings, So, well, thank you so much, the Mystical Rebel.
Good name.
Yeah, I go in and I follow them, and I like their videos. They're brilliant. They post
Oh,
some
yeah.
really cool stuff on here. This is a fun one. Is a cactus a good protection? Or
Yes.
really-
Yes.
Absolutely. I actually did a plant your magic class where we planted in any kind of cactuses that have the spikies. I have an aloe vera at home. Its job is to protect, but it's also to heal because it does both, right? Any of the spikies are great. So good thinking. How about you guys? Same idea?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Same idea.
They're
It's
great.
that physical manifestation of protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider plants are great protectors too.
Yes.
Snake plants,
Yeah.
those are good
Okay.
protectors.
So we have a follow-up to the question about protection for a spirit that moved on. So they clarified that this is a family member that they loved who is concerned about energies coming from other members of the family that were extremely negative to this person before she passed.
Oh, that makes more sense. Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna say, and you guys, feel free to share your thoughts on this as well. But I'm gonna say, in that situation, I think it would really be probably less about negativity or protection, and more about just doing what you could to maybe separate some of those energies, right? Like,
Severing.
yeah, like some sort of like banishing or an uncrossing maybe for that spirit to help make sure that none of that other negativity lingers. Yeah. This person is having or having an event in their home, and they would like to know if you can give them any tips on simple things that they can do to keep negativity from entering the space.
The camper.
The camphor.
Yeah.
Camphor is great, and people don't know what that is. A couple things that, you guys were at my house last weekend, but I have a broom out the front of the house. I guess I should have added this with the crystals. I do have a selenite chunk above each doorway to kind of cleanse their energy as they come through. The big thing is going to be when they leave. Is doing a little spiritual cleanse when they leave. And that can be as easy as doing a sprinkle on the floor and sweeping it out the door with any like salt heavy, rue, like a floor sweep
Mhm.
is great. Going through and spritzing with the Florida water.
I have a remove negativity shaker jar that I keep
There
on my
you go.
altar, and when people are
Shake it
coming
around the
over,
house. Yeah.
I shake it. I'll go shake it when people are there if something's going on. So
Yeah, because a few weeks ago I did have my husband's friends there, and they're obviously non-witchy. And so I didn't know what kind of energy that they were bringing in. So when they left, I did a big cleanse of my house.
Mm-hmm. But for when they're there, I like the camphor and the water in the corners. I also like to put a sigil under my doormat.
So when they walk over it, they're like, you are clean.
yeah,
They were clean. You could even sprinkle some hyssop under your doormat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Austin taught a whole class on this, and I can't remember right now.
They said they really like the idea of the sigil under the doormat.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
There are other
You can get sidewalk chalk,
Yeah, spiritual chalk, we sell it in the shop.
or even sidewalk chalk if you're
Yeah.
not, you know.
Yeah.
And just pick up your mat, make sure it's dry underneath. If not, just kind of let it air it out for a minute. Draw what you need there. Put the mat back over.
You'll never know.
and that's another one you can do with water or oil too.
Yeah. I take a mixture of like rue, and I make a tea out of it, and I will wash my doorway with that.
Good spritz of Florida water,
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
and it smells good.
Yeah.
But just to keep people that are like have their negative fall away, like when they come in, those are like the best ideas I
Yeah.
have.
Somebody actually has done, one of our viewers is saying that they've been using spirit chalk for sigils under their doormat.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
We have great spirit chalk.
We do.
We do. Thank you, ritual folk.
Yeah.
I know traditionally you could also do a few other things, like a lot of times folk magicians will often plant rosemary near their front door.
Yep. And roses.
Yes.
Or
Roses.
roses. Yeah, roses.
Roses.
Yes, roses near the front door. Yeah, because those are very good at protecting and keeping nasties out.
I think during some holiday I had some family come over that I wasn't too happy about, so I actually put like chunks of camphor on the doorway because I have like this dorm door and then
Gotcha.
the door,
Yeah,
and right
yeah.
in between there I put it right there.
Funny.
Witches are sneaky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
It's true.
Historically, we've kind of had to be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, all right. I think we've got our last question here. I think we're going to probably call it for tonight. We're close enough.
Okay.
They say, thank you. You gave me some ideas.
Yay.
Oh, they planted roses and also hung some ivy.
Ooh,
Oh,
ivy's
yeah.
good for
Yeah,
trapping.
ivy's
Yeah.
really good. I do this sometimes at my front door, and it might sound a little gross to some people, but I let cobwebs.
Yeah,
kind
you
of
do.
over my front
And I
door.
tried to clean them.
I leave them alone. I leave them alone because cobwebs are really good for capturing.
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
Things.
And then once they get nice and full of funky stuff, and you can tell because you can tell.
You can look.
Then you can take them down and you can use them in your baneful work.
Yeah.
Stuff in the pocket.
If you do those kinds of work.
Unless
Not that I
when
do,
he
but, but
tries
if
to
you
clean
do.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, side note, if somebody's at your house and you've had enough of them, go turn your
Broom
broom upside down.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get out of there.
Alright. So, alright everybody, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
tonight.
you.
If any of you joined us here but missed